I'm John LeClair, and you're watching Nasty Knuckles.
You're listening to Nasty Knuckles, the Hockey Outlaws podcast, with your hosts, Derek Nasty Settlemyre and former Philadelphia Flyer enforcer Riley Tocchet, as they go behind the scenes with your favorite NHL players. Time to face off.
All right, welcome back. What's happening, Nasty?
Listen to the voice. You sound like me on Saturday and Sunday. Mine's coming back a little bit, which I'm sure people are not happy about. But what a weekend, Riggs. What a weekend, man. I'll kind of explain it to save your beautiful singing voice there.
Please do. Please do.
Yeah, I had a crazy weekend. We had the tournament, Nasty Knuckles, over in Aston, PA. We had Squirt team play for us, and we had a peewee team, and we played up with the peewees played up. But just an unbelievable weekend. So much fun being behind the bench coaching. I've got to do it a couple times this summer, but it's the first time you and I have done it together. You did an unbelievable job with the kids. But we were Nasty Knuckles Hockey Club. We walked away with one championship with the peewees, or sorry, excuse me, with the Squirts. They were pretty dominant all weekend. Just a great group of kids. And the peewees, we just fell. I don't even want to say fell short. We weren't on the right side of the of the win loss there. We lost a heartbreaker to a good team, and it was so much fun. The kids gave it everything they had, and couldn't ask for a better weekend. On top of that, my youngest daughter got married, so I was. Don't ask me how the hell I was able to do it, because I haven't worked in hockey in like 4.5 years, and I might be the first time admitting that maybe I'm tired. I might be a little tired. The last month, to Buck Diddy, God rest him, man, just a little tired. No, but I was running back. Not only we had the tournament, I had the wedding, but driving back and forth from York, PA was like an hour 45 to 2 hour drive. And the 5:50 a.m. game and the 6 a.m. game did not help that. But
I guess not.
Yeah, the wedding was beautiful. Bryce and Callum, they were great, and it was an awesome weekend. The only thing would have made it better was winning them both, but just so proud of all the kids. They all played their hearts out. It was so much fun, and we got to thank the sponsors. We had a few sponsors with us there. DLI Construction, our boy Britt. Thanks to him. Thanks to Kim and Will Wright. Nothing Bundt Cakes, and little Charlie. He was the highlight of the weekend. The kids just loved him. He was younger than everyone, and everyone made him feel welcome, and he played his little heart out. He might have listened to me too much, where you remember the one game I was circling in front of the net because we really wanted to get him on the score sheet with a goal, and he wouldn't come out of the zone when the puck went out. He listens. He was not moving. I'm like, okay. He came back to the bench. Charlie, you got to get out of the zone when the puck gets out. But he's the cutest kid. He was so happy. I talked to Will today, and he was just like, Charlie just had the best time of his life. But anyway, also want to thank our boy Joe DiBiagio, fans of Philly, for also jumping in there and helping us out with this, which we got some news coming up with him soon here. We're working on some stuff for this year. But overall, just an unbelievable weekend. I had so much fun. I am tired, not going to lie.
Me too,
but
man.
It was great. It was so much fun. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
It really was. I really enjoyed it too. I mean, that was the first time in a long time that I got behind the bench and coached an actual game and tournament. You know, it's mainly just practices and clinics and stuff like that. So to get out there with these young guys and just be part of it, right? I mean, just see the excitement of these kids and the energy. It just brings me back almost to my childhood. So
yeah,
I loved every part of it. It was fun working with you and Nick and
Tom,
and Jay, Tom, like the
Jay Freeland. Yep.
Yeah. Just the parents were great. The kids were awesome. And just it was a really good weekend for me personally. And just trying to get my voice back here now, so I could speak like a normal human.
You'll be back tomorrow. It took this. This is your first day of it. It'll be tomorrow. You'll be okay. It took me a
All
day and a
right.
half, 2 days. But also, what I think you just did mention Tom Tracy as well. Wanted to thank him for all his
Right.
help too,
Yes.
with the peewees. Just like you said, just a great weekend, man. I'm sad it's over because it really was so much fun. I know it's a lot, but it was so much fun. It really was. Got to see Stefan Charbonneau, our
Oh yeah.
boy. Saw him a couple of days there. Great guy. Does a good job over there at Aston. So anyway, buddy, we need to apologize, I think, because I've been getting emails, text messages. What are you guys doing? Like, you missed this, you missed that. We've both been. My life's been crazy the last month. Just Elvis had a week long tournament in Chicago, and with the wedding, and the week before that with Toby, I was in Orlando, and you had
Right.
speaking things in Colorado. It's been crazy. It's almost been a vacation, but not a vacation because we've been working so much. So we do want to apologize. We missed some pretty important things in hockey, obviously, but life comes first and family comes first. So uh, definitely want to apologize to everyone, if especially the people that messaged. And trust me, we enjoy this, and we appreciate everyone that tunes in and supports us. So uh,
Absolutely. Happy to be
we'll
back.
yeah, it's good to be back. Your voice is not, but we are.
We are.
I just guess start off quickly. We had Rick Bone on, Mike Richards, Captain's Corner, right before the draft, and we haven't really got a chance to talk about it. Just quickly touch on the development camp as well, which our guest today, we'll kind of get into it with him, but just you know talk about Porter Martone and Jack Nesbitt, just and all these kids at development camp, man, the size and the speed and just the skill, it's crazy, and it's really cool to see. I know they're playing against themselves, but you still see the talent and what could be. I think that Danny and all of the junior scouts and Europeans, everyone it's involved, they're just doing such a great job. And you never know, right? Like, you might know right away with one or two, but it takes time with these kids. But it sure was cool. I know we were over there a lot at the dev camp, and it was fun to watch. But they picked up Porter Martone, who's had a great year offensively, but he plays both sides of the puck. A centerman. They two centermen right there in the first round that we took, the Jack Nesbitt. He's a big kid. He's lean. He's gonna have to gain some weight, obviously, to play at the pro level. But I think they did an unbelievable job in the draft.
Agreed, Nast. Watching these guys in development camp was something else. We talked about with Johnny on the pod, but like the speed and the skill, the intensity, every year it seems to somehow find another dimension. And these guys are big, they're fast and quick and highly skilled. So it was nice to check out these players at development camp and see them in action, fresh off the draft, and see them in rocking the Flyers logo, and just that excitement that development camp cultivates. Yeah, it's exciting times for the Flyers. Like, it's like, I feel like
Really,
it's like that time where they're moving over the hump, and it's like almost like they're getting these guys in place for, obviously sooner than later. But
right?
I mean, I was happy with what I saw for sure. I mean, just
Yeah,
overall, even guys I didn't even know, like, it was just like, geez, I'm
Y-
like, this looks a lot
yeah,
different back in the day. Like,
yeah,
this is another dimension. So exciting
yeah.
time for the
It
Flyers.
it really is. It's like I was talking to Jim Jackson. There we were at the 3-on-3, 3v3 little tournament they had. Actually, it wasn't little, man. In fact, they played about 5 games each, I think.
Right.
But I was talking to JJ, and he was just like, we were kind of talking about some of the players and some of the guys that maybe weren't on the radar, like invites, like. And I said to JJ, I said, man, like, you just never know with these kids. You get invites, like Phil Myers,
Right.
ended up signing with the Flyers. Zamula, he came in as an invite. You
Right.
just never know. And it's so cool to see it. It was funny because JJ goes, man, I'm really ready for the season to start. I'm like,
Yeah.
every hockey fan is, and we're just in July here, but I'm excited as well. So like I said, it was awesome to see those kids, in person and watch the skill, and we'll see how they develop, because that's the next step with a lot of them is their development in the next few years. So be fun to watch. A lot of stuff going on in free agency. We don't have enough time to talk about every team, obviously, but did want to bring up, we signed Christian Dvorak for 1 year, $5.4 million. I think he was hurt a lot last year, but we'll see how he does. Sometimes when guys are on the last year on 1 year deals, they really show out. But it'll be interesting to see how he fits in with this group. Cam York extended rigs, 5 years,
Yep.
$5.1 million. Sounds like the deal we just got with our new sponsor. We can't announce that yet, but 5 year, 5.1.
Yeah, congrats, Yorkie.
Yeah, congrats to Cam. Like, great guy. Messaged him the other day. We're going back and forth a little bit. He's so excited, and so. I think this is going to be a really refreshing start for him. Torch
Right.
did a lot of good things, but everyone knows there were some, especially at the end of the year, there was some issues, and sometimes a player. I think Cam's like so talented, and I think with Talk, like we've talked a lot about Talk, he's a player's guy.
Right.
He maybe that's more what the Flyers need at this point, right? Like you're getting past the 3 years with Torch now. He did do a lot of really good things. And Danny and Jonesy and Dan Hilferty have done a great job as well, making this Flyer culture, like bringing it back to what it always was, as Tom Bunting likes to say, the Flyers way. Because I always say that, but in all seriousness, I think this will be great for Cam, a guy like Cam, because I really think he's a good player, and I'll be interested to watch his year now with a fresh start, or actually a
Exactly
real
that.
fresh start.
It's a fresh start. Yeah. I mean, you know how it goes, Nast. I mean, now and then players and coaches don't see eye to eye, where that relationship actually hinders their performance, for whatever reason. Obviously it's more mental
Yep.
and psychological than anything. But I think to your point, fresh start, new voice, new energy. I would imagine, he's just crushing in the off season and just, looking forward to doing his thing in training camp and into the season. So I like it. It'll be interesting to see how he performs with a new head of the snake, I guess you could say, just to see if he's a little more loose and how he starts the season off, a little bit lighter load, a little bit maybe clearer head, less pressure, from, maybe that relationship itself. But I think he's in a good situation now for sure. And, obviously signed the big ticket, the excitement's there, and, the season's not too far away here. So,
yeah.
Exciting times, Nast.
It is. And also signed Dan Vladar, who was in Calgary, to a 2-year deal, 3.35, I believe was the deal. Interesting to see what's going to happen in that. I know they bring him in. I'm pretty sure he's going to be, number one. I'm assuming, I should say I'm pretty sure. I don't know. You never know what happens, but they definitely signed a guy that's been in the league, and so we'll see what happens there. I did see him play quite a bit because I started following Calgary a little bit closer when Morgan and Joel were traded out there, so I did see him play. So it'll be interesting to see, and it's a fresh start for him as well. So I read where he said he really wants to make a positive impact and come in here and play well, which, I mean, who wouldn't? But it's nice to see, when guys are saying that stuff. So there was a lot going on. Like I said, Tyson Forster, we're not sure if he's going to be ready for the start of the season. He's got an infection in his elbow.
He had an injury at the World Championship that wasn't supposed to be anything really serious. Came back here, and there's some infection that set in to the elbow, and then it just got worse. So he came and saw our doctors and decided they had to go in and remove the infection. What I'm finding out is it takes a long time for all the samples to come back negative, and that's what we're still waiting on. We don't know, and at that point we'll reevaluate and see if more needs to be done, or if we're lucky enough, that's the end of it, and he can move on and be ready for the start of the season. But there's no guarantee of that. So we're sitting and waiting right now to see how serious it is or not.
That's not great news if he's not ready to start, but at this time, you want to make sure he's healthy, right? You don't want him coming back too early, which we've seen guys do, and it just screws them up all year. So just get healthy, get it fixed, and it sucks to see that, but I guess he'd rather have it happen in the summer than 2 months into the season and he misses the season. So be interesting. Hopefully we could get him back for the start of the season, but I'm no doctor, although you are. We've talked about that many times. You're good with knees. You know knee injuries.
I know knees really well.
Very well.
Actually, MCL.
Yeah. You know that well. So also wanted to mention a couple things. One former Flyer coach, Dave Hackstall, got hired at Colorado as an assistant. Love Hack.
That's a great sign.
Happy for him, and he's joining a pretty good team. Like you said, or Baller said he wanted to follow Burnsy. Follow Big Burnsy there. I don't know.
Right.
He signed there in Colorado. But also Michael Layton, our buddy, friend of the show. Detroit Red Wings goaltender instructor. Good news for those guys. And also our buddy JVR signed there. I do want to mention that with Detroit. Number 1 and 2 pick from that year to playing together. Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? I'll tell you what, man, JVR, I think I told you, I was talking to Provy about JVR, and we know him. We know how good of a guy he is, but he said, man, he thought he was better last year than when he played with him here in Philly. And he didn't mean that as an insult. He just said he just keeps himself in such good shape. Exactly. He's so good. He's so good in the room. So I was happy for JVR. We were messaging back and forth a little bit, but happy for him. Another year in the league and playing with Showtime. I'll tell you what, that guy can get you the puck too.
Exactly.
So you never know in that power play. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I just want to mention something on JVR there. I mean, he's a guy young hockey players should study. As far as yes, he was a high pick. He's obviously an elite player, but just how he's been able to. I would say redefine himself, but keep himself relevant. He's just so good at the small details.
Yep.
Taking care of himself, or the mental prep, just preparation in general. He's a guy that I played with, but to see him evolve outside of the Flyers organization and see where he's gone and how he keeps getting jobs and being effective it's nothing more than his commitment. To the game, but really to taking care of himself, taking care of the vessel so he can actually, play the game he loves. And, it's really interesting to see and see him just finding new ways to innovate, himself and find ways to, again, stay relative, because there's always, as you get older, there's less and less jobs and younger guys coming in. So, props to you, JVR. Yeah. Appreciate what you do in the hockey game.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny. We joked around about it. When he came back to us, he had all these contraptions. We basically needed another bag for him. He's got the bands, and he'd get right in the middle of the locker room. He'd do his thing, and guys are laughing. And next thing you know, a month into the season, there's about 2 guys doing it with him. And then there's 4 guys. Then there's 5, and then everyone's doing this. The stuff that JVR does. And back to Provy, Ivan Provorov was just saying he talks to the young kids. He's showing them how to be a pro, and he doesn't have to do that, but he does it. And you're not going to find anyone that has a bad word to say about James. He's just, and if you know his parents, we're fortunate enough to know them, you can see where it stems from. They're just good people. They're just good people. His brothers, I know both of his brothers. I mean, they're just good people, man.
Right.
Again, happy for JVR. Congrats, brother. Now, I do have a signing. There was a lot of signings, but I can't go through them all. But one that I just had to scratch my head a little bit at, and that's a Tanner Jeannot deal he got in Boston for 5 years, $17 million. I think it's 3.4 a year. He had 13 points last year, and I'm not shitting on the guy at all because his first year he came to the league, gangbusters. I think he had 24 goals. He's fighting everyone. But man, that's a it's a big ticket. I mean, I'm not putting him down by any means. That's just like,
Sure.
what are you going to say? No, like
No,
going to
of
say
course.
no
I
to the
mean,
money. Good for him. But that one scratched my head a little bit on.
yeah, I mean, free agency generally teams overpay. I think they
Yeah,
like really
true.
overpaid. But Boston Bruins, they're like the Flyers, and obviously maybe the bones of their organization is just like they'll have some grit and toughness, and he is tough. And he
Yeah,
could play
yeah,
the game. His first year, obviously, like you said, he scored 24 goals, but he had 130 PIMs. He was fighting everybody. I think it's maybe he's dropped off a little bit in the fisticuffs department, but nonetheless, I mean, he's a power forward. He moves up and down the ice. He'll fight anybody. I like the signing. I'm just not sure I like the terms, but
yeah.
hey, good for him. Good for his agent.
Yeah,
It's the way,
cap's going
working,
up
man.
next year a lot more as well. So
That's
you
it.
might see more of those, and maybe they're looking at that also. Again, not shitting on Tanner, like tough as nails.
Yep.
It just the point production has declined a bit every year. It's kind of like going down, but maybe they see something no one else does. But I don't watch the guy every night, so
Exactly.
I was just like, whoa! I was like, that's a pretty great deal. It's a pretty good
Yeah.
deal. You been golfing lately?
Nope.
Yeah,
Flyers won my golf tourney.
was our boy Tarnasky there?
No,
It
he was
wasn't in
not.
It wasn't in Red Deer, was it?
It was
Oh
not
my
in Red
god,
Deer.
buddy! My favorite, like everyone's seen that video. It went viral, obviously. With Tarnasky,
Bang, bang.
yeah, Tornaski, bang, bang, like around the goal. I got it all on record. Around the goal. Bang, 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 bang. Come on, man. Bang. No, I'm not trying to get in there. Like, just like fuck me. Enough. And then I didn't realize you told me this earlier that he actually did that when he was fighting, like in the league. Or were you
Well, I mean,
kidding around?
I don't think every fight. I only saw one clip of him actually doing that, and that's whether the Violent Gentlemen guys they created a
Yeah.
shirt. It was like bang, bang, bang. So like the audio in that clip we're talking about on the golf course was like clearly him saying that.
Yeah, I thought they put that in there, or someone else was going bang. He was doing it himself.
Doing it himself.
Pete Vandermeer messaged me. He goes, "Hey Nast, I'm sure you saw it, but he was telling me, he's like, it said here in Red Deer because as we know, Pistol lives there, and he's like, he's like, yeah, this guy was just 36, just a mess. The guy obviously running at Tarnat. Like, what do you think? Dude, I can have as much alcohol in him as I would never run a guy that size. But it was wild, and I guess he had some tough luck after that. Not Tarnasky, but the gentleman that was in the. If you want to call it a fight, it wasn't much. When he went for a swim, then got in a fight. But yeah, I think he got a. I think oh my god! I think I would have stayed in the water.
Just stay down.
Oh man.
Yeah, poor guy. It was a tough showing. Overserved. He probably was dipping into Sudsy's jungle juice there.
Oh my god, he might have, but I tell you what, it gives you no right to act that way. So I mean, he kind of had a beating coming, but maybe I was shocked he got up. To be honest,
3 times.
Like, how,
he wanted more. Yeah,
stay down, Rock. Stay down, Rock. Stay down.
He's like, I'm not doing it again.
You know what? You know what would have been great if his buddy would have grabbed a towel off his bag and threw the towel in.
Oh yeah.
And he was getting shit kicked. But
I thought his buddy was going to get in there too and take a licking.
Smart. He stayed out of the range there to get hit. But anyway, just messing around. But good God. I also wanted to. I know you know this, but I went to the New Jersey Devils development camp a week and a half ago when the dev camp started, and so funny. I'm talking to God, who was I talking to? I think I was talking to the skills coach with New Jersey. We're talking about the Tovey sticks. I was there showing the Tovies and the gloves and everything and the shin guards. And I see this guy in the corner of my eye, kind of peripheral, and I kind of looked, and then in my head I'm thinking, good God, that looks like Ryan Parent. From
Bernie.
Obviously your teammate, yeah, Bernie. We called him Bernie, even though it's not pronounced Perrant, but that was his nickname with the Flyers. And I'm like, man, like God, that guy looked just like him. And then they go onto the ice, so I don't really look at him again. And I'm talking to Damian Parmalee and Frosty there in the equipment guys. I said to Damian, who's your head coach now in Utica there? And he says, oh, Ryan Parent. And I went, is he here? Because I just saw a guy. I was thinking to myself, that's him. And he goes, yeah, it's him on the ice. So obviously after he comes over, I took a picture. I think Baller posted it. We didn't really get to talk about it, but somehow I think he said to me, I saw a clip. He goes, I watched the clips of you guys and I've watched a couple of the shows. And I said, we got to have you on. And he said, no problem. Come on whenever you want. But he goes, I saw a clip where you guys were talking about when Homer made you get me the wood sticks.
I was just going to bring that up.
Yeah. And he was like, I said to him, man, you always knew that wasn't me because I must have told you. He goes, no, you kept telling me. He goes, I just remember getting out there with that stick and being like,
oh,
fuck this, man.
Is that rookie camp or development, or is that was like training camp that he did?
It was right. It was like right when the season was started. Like it was right into that. He goes, you got to get this guy a wooden stick. And I'm like, Homer, I can't get him a wooden stick, man. And Bertie goes, you didn't get me one, you got me 12 or something like that.
But the bending branch?
Yeah, I don't know why. I can't.
The hardest, stiffest stick you ever see.
I can't believe I. I always remember dumb little details, and I cannot remember what I ordered him. But man. God, I think they were Bauer wooden sticks, but they were logs, man, compared to the one piece. Yeah. But anyway, it was really cool to see Bernie. What a great guy!
He's an awesome guy.
Awesome,
what a nice, solid human. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, for sure.
Probably such an amazing coach for those guys. Yeah, just the way he carries himself. Just has composure. He speaks well. Just like manages emotions well. So yeah, it's a great fit for him there.
And last thing, Riggs, I got for you is Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Danny announced John Snowy. Snowden was named the head coach of the Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Congratulations to him. Assistant Nick Schultz, our boy Schultz, yeah. Pretty cool. Imagine he is going to do a great job. Both guys, and Schultze's such a good human as well. We're talking about good people, but and also they named Terrence Wallen another assistant coach. So congrats to those guys, and they're gonna have they got some people coming through the pipeline here in the next year or two. So and they're doing a great job at Lehigh anyway. With Lappy did a great job, and Gator and everyone before them. But fun times with the Flyers right now, and a lot of excitement. So congratulations to those guys.
Yeah, congrats. And Schultze's worn every hat there is in player development, and basically outside of, well, I think he had an assistant coaching job with the Flyers at one point, I think too.
Yeah.
And, player development, and now he's assistant coach of the Phantoms. But you said it, like, awesome dude. I played junior hockey with Schultze actually. Me, him, and Scott Hartnell were 16-year-old rookies in Prince Albert in the Western League. So just one of the greatest guys you'll find in the game. And obviously experience and all that good stuff. So don't know much about Terrence Wallen there, but he was the head coach of Maine Mariners. Obviously had a connection to Danny B there. So sounds like it sounds like a good addition to the crew there. So wish him all the best. Yeah,
it's awesome, man. All right, Riggs, you ready?
I'm ready. It's about time.
It is that
a
time.
Long time coming, Nast.
Yes, it has.
All right, episode 205 with our boy John LeClair.
JL.
Let's go. Welcome back. I'm Riley Cote.
Whew, are you? Don't sound like him. And I'm Derek Settlemyre. And this week we have a special guest coming to us live from Havertown, I believe still. This gentleman spent 10 seasons in the orange and black, played 967 games. This is his second visit with us on Nasty Knuckles. Played 4 years with the Canadians, winning a Stanley Cup, and also 2 with the pesky Penguins. 3 years with 50-plus goals. It's amazing, actually. And now as a special advisor to hockey operations with the Philadelphia Flyers. Please welcome to the show, Mr. John LeClair. JL, what's up, brother?
Not much. Thanks for having me back. So glad that I got a second shot at this.
Awesome, man. Oh, you were great. I think I threw you off last time when I brought up the Legion of Poon instead of the Legion of Doom.
I wasn't aware of that one. But hey,
I know. I'm messing with you, man. Oh, jeez. I just remember the look on your face. You're like, No, I wasn't aware of that one. I wasn't aware of that one. But anyway, buddy, thanks for joining us, man. I know you're busy. Just wanted to, I guess, basically first off, starting with your overall thoughts on development camp. I have to say, for me, it's been so cool seeing you on the ice with the kids. I know it's got to be a thrill for them. But your overall thoughts on this year's camp?
I thought it was outstanding. The beauty with when I've come into now, I've only been with the team through this is my third development camp, and just the increase in talent that we're getting coming through here. This group of guys was even more talented than the last draft picks that came through. So that was kind of the most exciting thing we took away from it. And then to see how far some of the kids were in their development. Is there one or two kids out there that might be ready? Sure, but the majority of those guys still got some time ahead of them. And just to see where they are in that process, it was a tremendous week for us.
Yeah, we were there, but I think I only missed one day, but it was just so cool. Even obviously seeing you out there, I think it's great, and I'm sure the players do too. But Nick Schultz out there with you, Wayne Simmons, Stewie, Sammy Moran, Patrick Sharp, and all that. It's got to be a thrill for those guys because when I remember when I was still with the team years back, and we kind of development camps kind of became a thing. They were a lot different. I know Riley wanted to ask something about that, but we didn't have as many former guys out there. It was more of instructors and guys doing testing. It was really different. And for the kids, I mean, it's got to be so cool for them to have you guys out there with them.
Well, I mean, I think those guys are a little bit busy concentrating on what's going on. I mean, you can see a lot of those kids, they're nervous. They want to do well. We try to relax them as much as we can. You're not making the team. You're not getting cut in July. Just relax, guys.
Yeah.
Have fun. Nobody's evaluating. I mean, everybody's looking, but nobody's evaluating. Show your best, but don't worry about it. That's kind of the message. But following what you said about just having all those former Flyers out on the ice with the kids, that's kind of what Jonesy and Dan Hilferty and Danny want to get back to is that once you're a Flyer, it's a group, it's a tight knit group. We stick together, always. And it's I don't know if it helps or not having some former guys out there who have been through it with the team, but it's a lot of fun with those kids out there.
Right.
And Johnny, previously in the years, I think development camp early on was about like bringing the guys in, bagging them, really give them the work. I know it's evolved, more skill, more teaching. Can you talk to maybe like the goal, like the overall goal of development camp these days?
Yeah, I mean, exactly what you said earlier. It started out as a boot camp, and what does that do? Well, really, it's like everything, the game's evolved. So it's more skilled, more just looking at little things that they can work on going back to their junior college team, whatever, their summer skates, all that stuff, just the little things to work on. And it's evolved into our goal probably at the end of the camp is for these kids to know what being a Flyer is about. Like you had a chance to be in the training facility. You've seen the city. You've seen, what it is around the area. Like, yeah, this is when in 2 years when I'm ready, I can't wait to be here. That kind of thing. It's going to be real comfortable because I've seen the area, not just the practice rink, but we take them out around the area, show them some different things around the area, in town. Just try to get them to feel comfortable with the organization probably is our biggest goal.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. And you mentioned like the skill earlier, how it was more skill even than the last year, but just like you've been around the game long enough, like the evolution of the skill, like what's the ceiling with these players? Cause it's incredible.
Yeah. You do stop and wonder like in 20 years from now, like how fast are they going to be moving? But it's just, it's nice. It's, one thing we were lacking before this draft was some size. So, there was definitely a theme to our draft and, seeing some of those trees out on the ice and seeing how well they moved, that was really that was pleasing to see that we got some guys that can move for how big of a guy they are. That's for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say when Riley and I walked in the one day together, I just turned to him. I was like, "My God, these guys are enormous." I mean, obviously, like you said in the draft, ton of big players, but man, you see them out there. I was like, "Wow!" And like you said, they can move too. Like they weren't like we had. We call guys boots, the guys that can't move.
Yeah,
but man, they can all move, and the skill level, like you said, man, you're watching them. It's like, wow, it's just the game changes every year. It seems to get there's parts of the game I love now, and there's some of the parts I wish we could bring back of the maybe 15, 20 years ago. But in saying that. It's fun to watch those kids, and I know they're playing against each other basically around. They're all in within close proximity of the same age, but it'll be interesting to watch them when they play against men and older guys, maybe in rookie camp or going into training camp. If some of these guys get games, it'd be fun to watch them play. But wow, there were some big players out there, man.
Yeah, when Sammy Moran's got to look eye to eye with some guys, he's always looking down.
Right.
Right.
Guys in the same level as Sammy, which helps.
Yeah.
No doubt. Was there anybody that jumped out to you? I mean, outside of like the obviously the high picks, anybody that was invited to camp, or anybody that was maybe a later pick that really did a good job of showing his abilities?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the previous guys there, I kind of have a feel for all those guys. So it was just our draft picks. And to me, one of the kids that stuck out to me was Max Westergaard. I mean, the kid can scoot. I really liked his speed, his hockey sense. I didn't know much about him, being from over in Sweden. Plays in Sweden, he's from Finland. But just that he can really skate. He's got a good sense of the game. He's still got some years ahead of him probably, but I just kind of impressed with his talent package. But all the guys impressed me. The way Porter played, the way he carried himself. That is a number one talent right there. He's a top 5 pick for a reason. I know he went 6, but he's a top 5 pick, no question about it. And Nesbitt's ability for the size and how he moves, I think he's only going to get better as he grows and feels more comfortable with his body. The guard kid was impressive. They all were. Then you look at Jack Murtaugh and Shane Vinsagi, the 2 college kids. I think they're going to have real strong years in college hockey coming up.
Yeah, that was also you're totally right, Johnny. And another guy I know he's a little fella, but that Tim Lavelle, he's scoot, man. He was flying around.
3-on-3 specialist. Oh
he is. That's exactly right, man.
He's fun to watch. Great attitude. He's a really good guy. He's got a special talent. It's a special talent. There's no question. There's other parts of the game that probably need some work also, but right. Boy, he can play offense very, very well.
Yeah. And there was another guy, we were standing there. I actually took some video of him shooting the puck. He was wearing number 8. He said Terry Suko. I guess I'm not really sure.
Suko.
I think he tied the game. I think when you guys pulled the goalie into Team Brea or Team Jones, the game there, and he looked like, I'm not saying he's Ovechkin, but you guys put him in that spot. And one time, I mean, I don't even know if poor Whalen saw it.
Nobody saw that.
No, exactly. He was shooting. Riley watched him shoot pucks when you guys were finishing.
I don't know if you guys noticed the first 2 days of camp, like when the day's over, they're shooting pucks, screwing around. Then you go and you got to move the net. There was 2 days in a row. There was a puck stuck in the mesh.
Stuck in the net. Oh,
and Soku can shoot a puck. He can absolutely bomb it. Yes.
It was amazing, man. I was videoing him in slow-mo like a little kid. I was like, this is unreal. Did you happen to see what flex he uses on his stick?
I haven't got a chance to check all that out, but I'm sure it's up there because he's lanky and he can get a lot of whip on that thing, and he does. Oh man.
It was crazy.
Shoots it hard.
We were just like, my God, my son's a goalie, and I'm like, I would probably quit if that coming at me, man.
I'd get small too. I wouldn't.
Oh man. Did anyone, speaking of sticks, did anyone want to shoot with yours, or did they pay attention to your blade?
No, but a couple kids came and took it. They checked it out, see what it was about. Ask questions.
I like the look of your stick, though. I like the white with a black blade. I thought it looked good, man. It's better than the old one.
I kind of like the graphics on it. It feels better too, just having it feel like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I was like, I noticed your stick right away. I'm like, it looks pretty cool. I like the way the graphics on it, but I was just like, I wonder if any kids are like trying to stick handle or shoot with it. I don't think
anybody grab it, but they definitely wanted to see it.
They were intimidated by it.
Yeah, right.
They didn't know what to do.
Johnny, you should have seen Riley's stick the first day I met him. I wasn't sure if he was left or right-handed. It was so damn straight. He goes, I said to Homer, is he left or right-handed? He goes, it doesn't matter. I said, oh, okay.
Hey, well, Crosby stole my pattern, so
Mhm.
There you
how it
go.
goes.
Exactly. Only the great ones can play with that, Rouse. Right?
It's Wayne Gretzky's is like that too. I have one of his
Yeah.
sticks. And it's just like that. So funny.
That's it.
So Johnny, with your role, like what are you doing during the season, with the team or with
Yeah.
the kids?
So during the season, I'll go out and check on those guys. I'll try to catch them twice a year. So check in on our draft picks. Spend some time up in Lehigh, and I think we'll get on. There'll be a little bit more time where we'll get on the ice with the guys in Lehigh. So we'll be able to get out there, do some practices with them. Hopefully maybe once a week on a Monday or one of those days. They got 3 days before a game. I get a chance to go on with those guys and work with them. So. It's kind of fun because it's been 3 years now, so it's kind of been a rotation through between draft picks, seeing them get drafted to, they're starting to creep a little bit into the AHL and seeing them move forward their careers. So that's been awesome, just kind of being along the ride for some of these guys' careers, how they're starting out.
So you're pretty much like part of the player development team on some level. Like obviously you wear.
Yeah, most of my work's done with the player development for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm around those guys quite a bit.
Right. And during the off season, I think I saw you at the pickleball tournament there a few weeks ago, but you were talking about skating the guys that were in town. You're getting on the ice with them during the off season.
Well, one of us gets on and skates, and one guy wants to go out there and just feed him pucks, stuff like that. I guess we're allowed to have one coach on the ice, so we'll do that.
Pickleball, Johnny, with your wingspan, you don't need a partner. You can just play 1v2. That wingspan of yours.
I'm not. I tell you, I got schooled by Homer's wife.
Doreen.
Doreen.
Yeah.
Doreen's quite a pickleball player. I couldn't return her serve. Yeah, I had trouble with it.
The warden. But, he calls her the warden.
The warden. Well, the warden can play pickleball. Pickleball's a lot of fun. It's one of the things. Nobody's, you can be obviously good or bad, but everybody can play if you're good or bad. So it's kind of fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Right. It was funny when I ran into Homer one night at one of the games, and he's got a couple cuts on his face, and I said, "You getting a scrap? Like, what are you doing, man?" Yeah. And he goes, "I hit myself playing pickleball." I said, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, I kind of like stubbed my toe going for a ball, and I swung out and hit myself with the racket."
The old follow through.
Yeah.
Nice.
I said, "Oh my God, man, what's wrong?"
Can't slow him down. He's good too, and he was pissed when Neil Little beat him.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
he was not happy.
Yeah, Homer's taking it serious. Everything he does, he takes. Yeah.
Thank God we don't have those.
I'd be surprised pickleball would be any different.
Yeah, exactly. So, Johnny, wanted to ask you quickly as well about Rick Tocchet, former teammate of yours, being named a head coach. Like, your thoughts on that?
We're very excited. I think it's Torch did a lot of good things, establishing a lot of good qualities into these guys' game. I think it's a great time to have somebody come in with fresh eyes. And I think Talk was an absolute great choice like that. I think he relates well to the players. I think he's one of those guys that understands the game from a player's perspective. So when talking to him, I think that relationship's a lot easier for him than it is for some other coaches. Just knowing to Rick's personality can make guys at ease pretty early. But I think the biggest thing is, Rick's not a bullshitter either. I mean, it's once, you give him an honest effort and an honest answer, he'll respect you for that. I like the hire. I think it's going to be really good for us.
Yeah. We agree. Obviously, I mean, through and through, he's a flyer, and outside of the way he played, I think too, what you're talking about, his communication, and he seems to have this way of speaking with players and the respect is there immediately, but he has that hardness too. But it's like there's nice balance. It seems like, anyways, from what I've observed and knowing him a little bit.
Yeah, and a little bit just talking to him and the assistant coaches that are coming in. They're well prepared. Rick as a player was a hard-nosed player, but he's learned a lot through his coaching experience in the past, and you can see just talking to him and how they preparing and getting ready for the season. It's going to be, like I said, from top to bottom. I think it's going to be a good year, that side of things.
Yeah, I'm super excited for him and for the team as well. Seemed like a a great hire to me anyway. Johnny, I know it's been a while since it happened, but I just want to get your thoughts on the Stanley Cup playoffs, mainly the Florida Panthers, and what a wagon they seem to be, man. Like I really enjoyed watching it as always, but I just want to get your thoughts on the Panthers and the finals, Edmonton as well.
Yeah. Two good teams, two very good teams. Florida's got something going there. Obviously, and the ability to keep all those guys, that says a lot. They're a close-knit team, and that's what wins, championships. They're a good team top to bottom, though, and I think that's what the rest of the league's striving to do here. Be a solid team top to bottom and be so hard to play against that, you just break the will of the other team. That's what Florida's got going right now, and we're going to get there soon.
Yeah, for sure. I hope so. And it's fun watching them because I saw one interview with Paul Maurice, and they were asking about matchups, and he's like, he basically, he may have been being cocky, but he was like, I'm fortunate enough to where I don't really have to worry about that with this team. Like if I've got any line out there, I'm not worried about the defensive side of the puck, which is, there are many teams where you could probably say that, but it is true. It is true about that team.
Yeah, they're deep. And, if I was in his shoes too, I wouldn't have a problem, with any matchup out there. I mean, obviously some better than others he'd probably prefer, but, it does speak volumes about how their team's built top to bottom.
Yeah.
And Johnny, just witnessing like teams going to the playoffs and then going to the finals and winning championships, like the way the Florida Panthers play, the style, the pressure, like, is it like, I would say shocking to you, but like to see just the pace and the intensity, and like it's always been there, but I feel like it's like on another level now. Would you agree with that, or like is it like alarming to you how good they are and how physical, like just how they're built?
I don't know if it's alarming, but it's a team that's got some playoff experience now too. You're seeing that as they absolutely ramp it up come playoffs, and that's what they do. And they know that it could be 16 or it could be 28 or whatever it's going to be. We're going to go 100 miles an hour for all those games here in the next 2 months, and they have that mindset. They got a winning mentality that is paying. They should. They're winners. Back-to-back champs. I mean, if you had any doubt about how good their team was last year, I mean, they absolutely backed it up, and they're the champs for a reason. They're a great team.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
Gold standard for sure. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's hard to build it. It's hard to build a good team. It's hard to build a championship team, and like just like the way they're built, they're just like you kind of like you almost like look at them in amazement, because it's almost like so perfect. If you were to like build the ideal team from goaltender out, and just like the size and the grittiness and the skill and how many guys can score at will, it's just like it's almost difficult, really difficult to be able to piece that together even on paper. But it's I don't know. I guess I'm just I just watch it. It's like how incredibly well built they are.
What you want to say something that's alarming to me is the fact that they were able to keep everyone. I don't know how they did that, but keep the majority of the big wheels anyway.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope we're having the same conversation about the Flyers here in 5 years.
That's exactly right. I hope we are. You're right.
No
JL, man, we appreciate your time, brother. Enjoy a little bit of time off for you. It's going to be here before you know it, training camp and everything else. But we appreciate you hopping on with us, buddy.
Anytime. I'm looking forward to the season. Can't wait. So we'll be talking with you guys, and good luck the way it's through.